Hi, I'm Haley.
And I'm Jonathan Lindley.
And we met back in high school through mutual friends.
My best friend.
And my best friend were brother and sister.
And so that's how we met.
We dated for 7 years.
And after 7 years, we decided to make it official. Took her back to our spot where we used to hang out in high school, Bill Shute Park.
And one night we were over there and we were just on the swings, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go down the slide. It was nighttime, nobody was there. And as soon as I came down the slide, Jonathan was at the bottom waiting for me with a ring, and that's how he asked me to marry him.
I actually had the ring for about 2 months before we got engaged.
And then that night when we did get engaged, I called all of our friends, and they were just like, well, it's about time. After 7 years, they were, I think, more excited and ready for it than both of us were. So it was really nice. Telling our parents was a whole different story. They kind of were expecting it already, but it was still really nerve-wracking. My dad doesn't live here, so I had to call him and be like, hey Dad, I'm engaged, and that was a little different instead of him being here. But for the most part, everyone was just so excited and couldn't wait to get ready for all the planning and everything ahead.
I actually told my dad over a business meeting. And then my mom, I think I told her at her house. But they were both excited. They had been expecting it for a while too.
I think even his little sister I think she started crying because she's the only girl in the family, so she was really looking forward to having a sister.
My brother really had nothing to say, but that's the way he is.
He's not very emotional, doesn't show his emotions. We decided to get married on New Year's Eve, and so the first thing we did was hire a wedding planner. John and I both wanted this day to be very special to us, and so we thought hiring a wedding planner, we would get everything that we could only imagine. We wanted to book people as quick as we could, and getting the wedding planner was definitely the best decision we made.
No, especially with the date, it being such a busy date. I mean, it was...
And
a popular date. It was just so much relief having a wedding planner there that made it so much smoother.
I definitely think that having the wedding planner that day, the date of the wedding, was the best decision, because I don't think I would have been able to run around and get ready at the same time.
Well, not only that, the stuff that they thought of. I mean, it's something that we never would have thought of. The creativity. I mean, it's just the details that go into this. It's just you wouldn't understand unless you're going through the same exact thing.
We decided to hire Mariana from Southern Social Events. She was more than what we could have expected, and made all of our dreams come true.
And the wedding, I mean, from planning to the actual day of the wedding, everything went off without a hitch.
After picking our date and hiring Mariana, it was time to hunt for the dress. Mm-hmm. I went to several different places, and I think I ended up trying on 30 to 45 dresses. I knew as soon as I saw the dress that it was the dress for me, but I still wanted to shop a little bit more. But in the end, I did go with my gut, and I picked the dress that I had first seen actually online. It is the dress I got was from Alfred Angelo, the Disney Princess collection, and it was Belle's dress.
I knew it. After we got engaged in July of 2010, we started hunting for venues to have the wedding at. And Haley drugged me out to Los Fresnos. She said, we're going to Los Fresnos. I'm like, okay, what's in Los Fresnos? And that's where we found Inn at Chachalaca Bend. And all I can say is, it doesn't look like the Valley. The place is phenomenal. From the lodge to the grounds to the water where the ceremony was held, the place is just worth every penny we spent on it.
And it was actually the first and only place we went to go look at. It was kind of like the dress. I just knew exactly that was the place that we had to get married at. It was everything that we could ever wanted.
We didn't even hesitate. We just put the deposit down right away. We had the venue booked a year and a half in advance.
So the decor for our wedding, since it was an outside wedding, we didn't need much decoration because the landscaping itself was just beautiful. We did hang chandeliers from the trees and these big crystal balls, which actually I thought the day of it kind of looked like the New Year's Eve ball that they have in Times Square, so it really worked out great. And our colors, we chose navy blue and a plum purple. Mm-hmm. For the centerpieces, we had silver lanterns with candles inside, and they had a wreath of flowers around it. We also had little tea-lit candles on all the tables, silver chargers,
purple napkins
to go with the eggplant purple tablecloths during cocktail hour.
White garden chairs with navy blue sashes tied around them.
All the lighting and all the candles made it very romantic and magical.
And then for the ceremony, we had an arch draped with flowers that actually had our initials in it, a J and an H. That was something completely different that I've never seen before.
Cantu's the one that did our flowers and our rentals, and she just went over and beyond in everything that she did.
It was great. I have nothing else to say. It was great.
The day of the wedding, I got there, it was probably 9 o'clock, and all of my girls were there with my mom and John's mom, and we were in the lodge getting ready, our hair and makeup done. At first, all the girls they went first, and I was just there relaxed and, talking to them all. And then once they started doing my hair and makeup, the nerves were kicking in, and they were all standing around me like, "Haley, what's wrong?" I was like, "I'm nervous now." And they were just like, "It's okay, like, you and John have been together for so long, and you've been waiting for this." And so it was a really fun time, and my mom was trying to hold back the tears while I was getting ready, and it was a great day.
I actually didn't get there till about a couple of hours before the wedding. Me and the groomsmen, we went up to one room of the lodge, just, being guys, had one guy doing risky business style across the hallway there. But I can say I wasn't nervous that day. I got nervous the day before, but not that day. And I mean, just with the groomsmen I had, the way everything went, I wouldn't have changed it for anything.
Yeah, we had a great bridal party. It was,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have changed it for anything.
They made it such an easy process too. You know, from picking the tuxes to actually getting there on time, getting ready. They were just great about everything.
Yeah. Throughout the day, Mariana was, she was coming and giving me updates and stuff, and I knew it was about that time to get all the girls together for the lineup to walk down the aisle. And when she came in and she was like, "Okay, it's time," I was like, "Oh my goodness, this is it. There's no turning back now." But I was just really, really excited. I've been waiting for this. Like I said, John and I have been dating for 7 years, so it was all these emotions wrapped into one. I was nervous, I was excited, and but having them all there with me, they just calmed my nerves, and I was ready to go.
Just watching her walk down the aisle, I mean, she looked beautiful. I mean, I was speechless. First time I had seen the dress, even Pastor John leaned over and said the dress looked beautiful. Just seeing everybody there at the ceremony, it was really great. I mean, there was a lot of emotions going on. I got a little teary-eyed as she was walking down the aisle.
Walking down with my dad, I just kept looking over at him, making sure he was okay, like he wasn't falling too much. But walking down the aisle was definitely an experience by itself. As soon as I turned the corner and I just saw everybody there, it was so amazing to see everybody there that's in my life, and just feeling like the love from all of them. They all have a special place in my heart, and for them to come out on New Year's Eve and celebrate it with John and I, just seeing them walking down the aisle just really touched me, and I was trying to hold it in the whole time, but it wasn't working out too well. The ceremony was unbelievable. Our pastor did an excellent job during the vows and everything. I couldn't have wanted it any other way. It was just so beautiful, and actually fireworks went off when we were saying our vows. We had so many people afterwards come up to us and say the way that the ceremony was really touched them. We had couples saying that they felt like they were renewing their vows. Overall, our pastor was awesome, and it was so beautiful. We had the water behind us and our arch with the H&J, and just having our bridesmaids and our groomsmen there. We also had our unity candle, and at the very end, we got to release birds, which decided to fly out of the box when we opened it, but it was beautiful the way everything turned out.
We had so many compliments on the ceremony, especially when we did, Haley and I did communion, just us two. The DJ had Amazing Grace playing in the background, and so many people came up to us and said that at that point they lost it. They were
Waterworks were going on.
Waterworks were going on. It couldn't have gone any better. Pastor John was just phenomenal with the way he handled everything at the ceremony.
It was really, really beautiful. We decided to hire Leo and Karen with Palacios Photography. They are just awesome people, so fun to work with.
Very energetic.
Very, very energetic. They have great ideas. Our engagement pictures came out beautiful. I can't wait to see the wedding pictures. They're very reasonable too with their prices.
From the time we met with Palacios to up through the whole wedding, everything was perfect. We actually went with them to the Chachalaca Bend to do our engagement photos, and they were just excited about the place. That was their first time there. I know when Haley and I started taking photos, we were a little nervous at first, but they relaxed us, calmed us down. They just made the whole engagement process so much easier. It was a blast working with them. For the wedding, after the ceremony, they pulled us to the side. We did our photo shoot with the bridal party with our parents, Everything went off perfectly. They have such wonderful ideas. They're so energetic. We feel that we got our money's worth with them.
For our videography, Fusion Productions actually shot everything for us, and they were there from the beginning. Me getting ready with the girls, getting my dress on. I'm sure they were with you as well. All the way till till midnight. They shot everything, and
they enjoyed themselves too. They had a blast. They got a lot of great shots, formal and a lot of party shots. That breakdancing. Between Palacios Photography and Fusion Productions, Haley and I are going to have tons and tons of footage and memories that'll last us forever.
In our pictures, Mariana came and got us, and we all lined up to do our grand entrance.
Started with an introduction of the bridal party one by one.
One by one. They were a little nervous at first because we told them that day that they had to do it, but they had a lot of fun. When they were announcing John and I as Mr. and Mrs. Lindley, they all lined up and did the whole little cheerleader football thing, and we ran through. Our first dance was from Brad Paisley. It's called Thin, and during that dance, it was really emotional for me. That was the point where I just started crying. It was just like, this is so real, and this is happening, and having all our friends standing there watching us, and they were crying too, and it was a really awesome feeling.
Well, not only that, but as we were dancing, you look out and you see the entire crowd of people that showed up. I mean, everybody was just standing around the dance floor.
Yeah.
All eyes are on you, cameras are on you, pictures are being taken. Just the attention is on you. It was phenomenal. It was really great.
It felt like it was out of a movie or something, like we were in a dream. Yeah. And then I started dancing with my dad, our father-daughter dance, and it was to Cinderella by Stephen Curtis Chapman. That was another emotional moment. The last father-daughter dance I had was at my Sweet 16, so it brought back a lot of memories from then, and it was just a really, really great moment to share with him.
After that, after she got done with her father-daughter dance, I got to dance with my mom. We danced to My Wish by Rascal Flatts. And she was very emotional. I think I spent more time wiping the tears off her eyes than we did dancing. But it was good. I enjoyed it. I wouldn't have traded it for anything more. After all the formal dances, it was time to party. I mean, it was just New Year's Eve. It's time to get wild. We treated all our guests to an amazing, amazing meal by
Chef Sandra Quesada
out of Brownsville. We offered prime rib, salmon, chicken. Everybody enjoyed the food. We had no complaints about the food.
We got our cake from Monique's Cakes in Brownsville. It was a 3-tier. The flavor we picked was red velvet. It was very, very delicious. It was on each tier, it had words on it. On the top one it said and it said, and they lived happily ever after, with purple flowers around the bottom and on the top. It was more than what I had envisioned. It was perfect. She added little touches to it.
The cake, the candy bar, it just all tied in perfectly. It was a perfect dessert to go along with the great meal that we had. Everybody enjoyed themselves with the food and the cake.
We went into the bouquet and garter toss, and they played Single Ladies to get everyone on the dance floor. And actually, John's little sister was the one that caught the bouquet. She's only 14. And as soon as she caught it, I turned and I looked to his dad, and I was like, get ready, you have another one coming. He was just shaking his head. He was like, I don't think so. It was really, really funny that she ended up catching the bouquet.
For the garter toss, lined up all the guys. Haley had sitting on a chair in the middle of the dance floor, and I come into Mission Impossible theme music. She got really nervous with that, but that got a kick out of the crowd.
Yeah, all the guys seemed to really enjoy that part.
So go into the garter, get the garter off.
We had hired DJ Bone Daddy, which he did an awesome job. He was just getting everybody on the dance floor and motivating them, and I was so tired by the end of the night from all the dancing.
I mean, he had the lights, he had everything. He had
Balloons,
glow sticks for everybody. He just did a wonderful job with the whole ceremony, with the whole party afterwards too.
Yeah, we had breakdance competitions going on, and they did limbo and Cuban shuffle and everything. It was awesome. Couldn't have asked for anything more.
And then right before New Year's, we passed out party hats. We all went down by the water where the ceremony was held, watched the fireworks.
Towards the end of the night, it was almost countdown time to bring in the new year, and the DJ, he got everybody on the dance floor so we could celebrate the new year together and had the countdown going, and it was just such an awesome experience to have everyone there with us, all our loved ones and our friends, just to celebrate New Year and our wedding. And afterwards, after we brought in the new year, we all went down to the dock where the ceremony was held, and we watched the fireworks that everyone was shooting off, and it was just a beautiful, beautiful night. We would just like to thank everyone that came to spend their New Year's Eve with us, especially our parents, because none of this would have been possible without them. And our wedding planner, Mariana, she just made this experience more than what I could have ever hoped and dreamed for.
We also want to thank all the out-of-town guests that flew in. We know it wasn't easy leaving their families on New Year's Eve, and they did it without an effort. They came down to spend their New Year's Eve with us, and we're more than grateful for that. Everything that we had turned out better than what we were hoping for. We just want to thank everybody that was involved, from Palacios Photography, Fusion Productions,
Chef Sandra Quesada,
especially Jesse over at the Inn at Chachalaca for allowing us to have it on New Year's Eve.
Mm-hmm.
And especially want to thank the groomsmen and the bridesmaid. Without them, none of this would have been as great as it was. We are now Mr. and Mrs.
Haley
and Jonathan Lindley.
and we hope you enjoyed our love story.